All right, hey guys, it is I, and happy Veterans Day, right? Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, enjoy your free food today, you veterans out there and everything. No, so seriously though, there's some things I want to talk to you guys about today, and it's kind of like even though it's Veterans Day, I think it's a good day to talk about these things because these are things I'm looking at, and the reason why I'm doing the investment stuff, which I'll get to at the end of the video. So if you want to check out that, I'll put that in at the end. But the reason why I think it's so important to start buying stocks and assets and not just sitting in US dollars is because of what's happening right now, right? So look at this video here.
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here. I mean, that is a real thing. Yeah, I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up, but the reality is that the history of
And I have a the thing about this video, right, is kind of like this is not America first. This is like, oh, you don't deserve to be here. And this is not my words. This is the words of people who are here, who are at the top, who are taking benefits and of whatever they're doing, whoever their donors are and stuff, and winning, right? And this is the things they're saying, right? I'm not putting words in this guy's mouth, right? This is literally what this guy is saying. And this is another one.
So recently come under fire and said that I am spreading misinformation and anti-Israel propaganda because the United States government is not trying to give the IDF forces military benefits. So here's the actual bill. So here's Bill HR 8445. Look down here in the white box, second line down, it says Committees, House, Veterans Affairs. Okay, so the VA. Here's the language. The bill provides eligibility to U.S. citizens who are serving in the Israeli Defense Forces to benefits and protections available under the U.S. ERRA and the Service Members Relieved Act, which means that they would get the same benefits on your taxpayer dime.
And as you can see in this video, they're talking about how people outside the United States are getting certain types of benefits that are crazy because they're Americans living in other countries and serving other countries. Now, I'm not going to go into deep detail on that because, hey, I am this, and yeah, that's a dark hole, and we see what they do to people, right? But what I am saying is, like, you have to start protecting yourself, right? And your family. And the best way to do that is to hold assets. And if you do not start thinking outside the box and coming up with nice, cool ways to grow your income or your assets without utilizing only US dollars, you're going to get left behind. The writing is on the wall, and I feel like in the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to be such a different world we live in because of how quickly everything is growing in terms of like AI, the loss of jobs, the inflation, everything, businesses and stuff, that you have to start evolving and changing everything that's happening, right? These people at the top, they don't care. They don't feel it, right? Again, case in point, during the government shutdown, certain people throwing parties, focusing on certain things versus helping the American people. At the end of the day, certain Democrats turned over for whatever reason behind the scenes we don't know fully, right? They say that they know it on media and stuff, and they talk about certain things, but everybody has their own interests they're trying to protect, and it's not for people who are at the bottom. I am telling you. I'm not saying to put in like you need to be investing $100 a day or something crazy or going to random businesses that could lose your money. I'm just saying you need to start looking for yourself and figuring out what vehicle you want to utilize to try to grow your income or your net worth, right? Because if you sit in US dollars only, it's not going to be a pretty end for you, okay? And with that being said, here's the Robinhood video. Hey guys, what's up? So currently your account is $477.42. We're down 0.42% today. No, 41% today. And as you can see, crypto is currently down. I have more shares of Open Door, and I traded some of my shares of Nvidia for JEPQ. The reason being is because JEPQ pays a monthly dividend, approximately 44 cents per share. So based on what I have, I should get close to $2 worth of dividends per month, and I'll let you guys see that when it happens. I also bought more shares of Open Door because, as I said a few days ago, it was 6 something and it is now 8 something, right? And unlike having 0.82 shares of Nvidia, I actually have 10 shares of these, right? So let's say it did its run and it goes to its previous all-time high of $30. And remember, this is very speculative. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I'm showing you guys where I was before, like a few days ago. Let's do 1 week ago, right? It was down to 619. Now it's 831. Let's say it does go to its previous all-time high, right? And that takes time, right? I'm not saying this is going to happen tomorrow or something, but if I'm lucky and stuff, that's $300 from $10. And I'm aiming from what I have invested right now, right? 10 shares. So the goal is to try to get to $10,000 as quickly as possible, and we have to take a bet on the fastest possible horses and also some stable horses, right? Like JPQ is pretty stable, so long-term goal. And Open Door is more of like a high risk, high reward type of play, right? It could go to zero easily. That $8 could go to like 50 cents again because it was as low as 50 cents. Let's look at that historically. Let's go 3 months. Nope, let's do 1 year. See, as I said, it got as low as 50 something cents. You see? So I'm showing you guys, right? Teach a man to fish. And this could have really been life changing, right? But we didn't get that 50 cents here on Robinhood. So just showing you the facts, okay? So I'll constantly show you guys during the weekdays what's happening, and yeah, hopefully it works out for us. All right, take care. So you guys, like, tell me what you think and comment down below, right? Again, I am not trying to make it into a war based on people's religious beliefs and stuff like that. I am just saying, outside looking in, being here, I noticed, like, when I came to America, I was under the impression like, hey, I have to do things for America, so I joined the military. I have to, in order to gain in America, you have to work for America, right? So I went into the military. I did 20 years. I served. I sacrificed, right? And I gained, right? Because I worked for America. It's just like now a lot of people are doing things that may not be from my standings for America or the benefit of Americans. So I don't get how they could benefit from America if they're not working for America. So that's how I'm looking at it. Maybe it might be a biased take, but I don't think it's biased. I'm just being, I'm looking at it, and if you guys think, differently, please let me know, because I'm interested. This is not like me saying this is the case. I'm just outside looking in. It looks really bad, the optics for certain people and how they're talking about people being here, and how if you just because you were born here doesn't mean you deserve to live here kind of nonsense. That's insane to me. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard. Like I don't even want to say that word, but it's pretty much you're trying to do to people what should never happen in any circumstance, which is you're born in a land that you don't deserve to live in because people at the top who have money are telling you this may not be a place for you and you should go somewhere else and struggle to come back here, if anything. Like, what? Like, that's not how a nation should operate for its people. And then at the end of the day, if that's the case, then what's the point of anything, right? And then you want to talk about how birth rates are falling and stuff. So why would people have kids in a land that they can't afford to live in because you're telling them to get the F out because you can't afford to live here? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, seriously. And then why are you creating rules for people who don't live in the United States to succeed? Like, if they'll live in the United States, if they never even work for the United States because they're serving some other government. That's insane. That's insane. All right? That's my take. Okay. That's it. Take care.
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here. I mean, that is a real thing. I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up, but the reality is that the history of